Hello, welcome back to the Ear Wiggle. Today I will be showing you how to bottle feed a kitten. I have a very small kitten who's about 2 weeks old, and I'm going to try to speak up. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. I do have a different audio setup right now, so until we can get everything sorted, this is what I'll be using. So the first thing I have is a small bottle with a little bit of the milk in there, and this is the Miracle Nipple. And I have it sitting in some hot water, in a little cup of hot water. And as the kitten grows, of course, I will be using more and more milk, and the hot water might need to be refreshed to make sure the milk gets up to the right temperature. I'm just having it sit here, and what I'll do is in a few moments I will test it on the inside of my wrist to make sure that it's not too hot for the kitten to drink. I've also got some tissues here, and we'll use this to help the kitten go potty. And then we also have some fragrance-free baby wipes to clean up the kitten if there's any kind of mess or anything. And I also typically will put down a couple of these are just random washcloths, and we put these down while we help the kitty potty and things like that to kind of absorb any like drips or anything that might happen. This is really good to kind of protect your surface or your lap if you're doing this on your lap with your kittens, just to kind of keep you clean and dry. You can also, of course, unfold these, make them a little bit bigger to give you a little more space. These are really old and have been used many, many times, as you can see. So we keep these separate from our people washcloths. So these ones are colored, the ones we use are white, so that way we can keep them separated easily. So first I'm going to just test the temperature of the milk. So I'll usually take a tissue or a napkin or something and set this down because the milk's going to drip and I don't want it going everywhere. And then I will dry off the bottle and gently swirl it a little bit. What this helps it is, in case there's like hot spots in the milk, it'll mix them so that you're not getting like hot and cold spots. And then you just want to drip this on your wrist and let it drip down. And this feels nice and warm, but it's not hot. If this feels hot to the inside of your wrist, it's going to feel hot to the kitten, and you don't want that. So you can just dry yourself off and get that milk off your wrist, and then we're ready to go with the kitten. So the first thing I always do is help them go potty. So let me go get the kitten. Okay, and here he is. Look at his cute face. Come here, baby, say hi. Can you say hi? Okay, and like I said, he's about 2 weeks old. And the first thing we do is help them go potty. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. Now because he's a pretty big kitten, we're going to use 2 tissues. For younger, smaller kittens, you can use just one. But he's getting to where this is, what I need to do to absorb it. One way is to, especially when they're really young, you can lay them on their back like this. Oh, baby. And then just kind of stimulate them to go potty. With him, since he has so much, I do it this way. Hold him over and reach underneath to help him go potty. And he will, as you can see, he's really saturating this. So this is a better way for us to do it. Otherwise, he ends up getting it all in his fur and it makes a huge mess. And so we're done with that. I'm going to set this aside on another tissue. Normally I would have a trash can next to me. Just like a little trash pail that I would set this in, but I don't have it. So the next thing I like to do is take a baby wipe, and I get my hands clean first of all, and that way we're not transferring anything to the bottle. And then I will just wipe up anywhere underneath him that looks like it might have gotten wet. He looks pretty good, so he's okay. And he didn't have any poo-poo. If he did, we would also use this to clean up any of that, because typically that gets in their fur and stuff. You just have to clean it out. Alright, so to feed them, what I like to do is I like to use these washcloths. I'll turn it over to a clean side. Hold on, baby. And this way this sort of lifts them up a little bit. When he was younger, this was a little more obvious. Let me just make sure you guys can see what we're doing here. Oops. Hold on, baby. Just a second. And let me turn this over. That way you can get a better view of what's going on. There we go. We'll put him on here. Okay. Let's see if this shows up. Okay, baby. those little ears wiggle. See? So when they nurse, you can tell they're nursing because their ears wiggle. If you're ever not sure, you know, if the kitten is actually nursing, you can see their ears move. Another way is you'll see, like you can feel on the sides of their cheeks, you can feel that it moving. But he's a very good eater. I haven't had any problems with him. So, so that's the first, like his first feeding. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. And I usually let him relax for a second because he usually will eat more. But he's probably just making space in his stomach. Sometimes he'll get air bubbles down there and they'll actually burp. And so sometimes I just, you know, I'll massage his back or scratch him or something to see if we can get him to, oh, there you go. See, he burped. So now he's got a little more space in his stomach. Come here, baby. And I just gently lift their head, and give him the bottle. And see, now right now he's spitting it out. He's like, no, I'm done. So I'll usually wait another minute or so and then try again. Let's move this closer to the center of the table. There you go. There you go. But you can see he's growing big and strong. And he's very fat, which is good for tiny kittens because they grow really, really fast. And if they start to lose weight, they can, you know, go downhill very quickly. So you need to be watching and making sure that they're nice and fat, and also that they are pooping regularly. Typically, a kitten should be pooping at least once a day. And so if you're seeing that they're really, really fat, but they're not pooping, it might just be that they're what you think is like food or fat is actually just their bowels being backed up. So make sure that they are pooping. All right, let's try again. Gently lift his head. There we go. A little bit more. Nope, you're done. Okay, so he may actually be done, but that's really good. That was a lot of food, and I always put a little bit more in the bottle than I need when they're this little and when we only have like a little bit of food, because otherwise when you tilt the bottle to feed them, you practically have to invert it completely to get it to get all the milk out, and you can't feed them like that. They need to be, you know, they can be angled upwards like I showed you, but you can't hold them upside down and feed them because, you know, that's just not, typically they won't nurse like that, and that's just not a safe way to feed them. So I always put a little extra food, and that's basically it. When I'm done with this, I will dump this out because you don't want to reuse milk that's been warmed, and I will rinse this out with hot water, and the hot water helps clean the milk out of the inside. If you use cold water, that can solidify the fats and stuff in there, and it'll actually stick to the side of the bottle, which is opposite of what you want. And then I will store the bottle. I'll take the I'll twist this cap off, and once everything's clean, I will dump the water out of this, and I will store the bottle pieces in here in this cup, so that we always know this bottle, this cup belongs to this kitten, which is helpful when you have kittens from different different litters. So kittens from the same litter can use the same bottle as long as they're not, you know, you don't have a sick one transferring illness or whatever. But if you have separate litters, you want to use separate tools, separate bottles, separate warmer and everything. And we just use hot water from the tap because our tap has very, very hot water. If you don't, you can either use an electric kettle or even just a kettle on the stove. Get the water hot but not boiling, and you can put it in the cup and then just float the bottle in there. If you get the water hot like that, though, it's more than likely the milk is gonna heat up very quickly. You need to watch it carefully. So any leftover milk, you always want to throw that out. And if you prepare milk from powder, the milk has a shelf life of about 1 day in the fridge. And you want to always make sure to make them fresh milk, clean bottles, everything. You don't want to risk giving them sour milk or anything that might make them sick. So, oh, watch out, little guy. He's just learning. He's just now learning how to explore and learning how to walk around. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you. And you say bye-bye to the baby. Yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribing, and leave any comments down below of any suggestions of things you'd like to see. And have a great day.